What are the basic forces you can give? First is the apical force, then buccal force, then lingual or palatal, rotational, then tractional. So apical, buccal or labial force, lingual or palatal, rotational and tractional. The first force you are giving is an apical force. The final force or is the delivery of the tooth is the tractional force. Remaining forces will interplay. All these forces will interplay. So it's not that only one force I will be doing the procedure. So I will be interchanging the forces in order to make the tooth luxuriate in the socket. So first, after you giving a first force, that is a first pressure, we can interchange the terms pressure or the force. So you give an apical pressure, then you have the advantages of the apical pressure, then you start moving the tooth. So coming to the different morphology of the tooth structure. So there are only two tooth structures. One is the maxillary central incisor, other one is a mandibular second premolar. These two teeth have a primarily you can give an apical pressure and rotational force you can withdraw it off. And in the mandibular second premolar, there is a classic anatomy of the tooth is similar to a tooth like an orange seed. Have you seen an orange seed? Okay. So orange seed will have a conical or like an almond, it will be there. So it's a typical phenomenon when you just give the force, when you just give a pressure, the root pops out. This is called as orange seed pop-out phenomenon. So this root structure, this when you give an apical, similarly you might have noticed when you are doing a orthodontic extraction. When you give a pressure, when you just crush the forceps, the root just pops out, the root structure pops out. Because of the morphology of the root. So most of the root is somewhat like a bunched in between and just like almost like a almond shape. So when you give a grip, the root structure comes out. So maxillary central incisor and mandibular second premolar, these are the two teeth which can be removed by rotational, primarily by the rotational force. First force you give apical, then you give a rotation, you can take it out. Remaining all the teeth, so like the maxillary canines, maxillary anteriors, so you give a buccal and lingual force, and finally you give a rotational and premolar. And mandible also similarly, you get predominantly buccal force, then a slight lingual force and take it out. In mandible, you have to know the difference in the anatomy of the bone. So morphology of the bone structure. From the premolar to the last molar, the thickness of the bone varies. Can you see this? Because of the presence of external oblique ridge. So when the first premolar and second premolar, I can give more of a buccal force. I can expand the socket by apical force and give buccal force and lingual force, slight rotation, I can take out the tooth. But when I am going beyond the first molar, where the external oblique ridge starts, so in that area, I have to be little bit less of a buccal force because this buccal bone will not give way. You have to be very careful as you go behind the first molar, second molar and third molar. Try to avoid more buccal force. You can give buccal force, but periodically you have to interchange lingual force, buccal, slight luxation and take the tooth out. First molar you can try to give more of a buccal force because it does not have an oblique ridge.